everybody. Welcome to my first ever post-commentary Let's Play of one of my favorite games of all time, Mega Man X. One of the first games I ever remember playing as a child. My dad going to the old video connection / movie gallery days, and when they had Super Nintendos, and rang this out for me all the time because I was a giant fan of the Mega Man X franchise. X, X2, X3. I am still to this day, to be honest with you. X4, X5, X6. Played X7, not very good, and X8 I haven't played yet, but we will one day. But this is Mega Man X, one of my favorite games of all time. This is the opening, talking about what Mega Man X is. Warning, flashing lights coming up, because they decided this was a good idea. Warning, X is the first of a new generation of robots which contain an innovative new feature, the ability to think, feel, and make their own decisions. However, this ability could be very dangerous. If X were to break the first rule of robotics, a robot must never harm a human being, the results would be disastrous, and I fear that no force on Earth could stop him. Approximately 30 years will be required before we can safely confirm his reliability. Unfortunately, I will not live to see that day, nor do I have anyone to carry on my work. Therefore, I have decided to seal him in this capsule, which will test his inner systems until his reliability has been confirmed. Please do not disturb the capsule until that time. X possesses great risk as well as great possibilities. I can only hope for the best. September 18th, 20XX. T-Late. Other than the annoying music there and flashing lights, I really like this opening. I think it was a really good opening to start the first ever X game. Weirdly, this game, although X, you might think of Roman numeral 10, but it's not. It's its own separate franchise. This game was released in December of 1993 in Japan, a month later in North America. But weirdly, it only came out 1 month after Mega Man 6 from the classic series was released on the NES, which Mega Man 6 in North America was released 3 months after Mega Man X on the Super Nintendo. The Super Nintendo been out for 3 years at that point. I don't really understand it either. But this is Mega Man X. He jumps, he runs, he shoots. And here in a little bit, he's going to have a new feature that Mega Man, the classic one, didn't have, which is the dash. You can't slide, though. This is the opening stage. This isn't too hard. And honestly, you don't really want to it's not bad. It's not the worst thing to take damage through this. You're going to get a lot of health pickups anyway. But for later on, if you want to make the end cycle of this stage go quicker, like in speedrunning, for example, you actually want to have pretty low health. Those guys give out health a lot. Keep that in mind for future stages. Yeah, you fight this bee thing twice. He's not overly hard. Yeah, so this is the opening stage. One of the best opening stages ever. The music in this stage is phenomenal. I think it's a great opening stage for a brand new franchise. They did it right with this one. Be careful of the falling road here. I did get wrecked by one of these bees. This one right here. In a test playthrough, I just fell right into the pit and died. Keep in mind, X can wall jump, and I just kind of like panicked. These guys can be a bit of a butthead, especially in later stages, because they just hit you, and yeah, they can be jerks. And you got these guys that drive cars. They're nothing special. Although that one tried wrecking me, and tried wrecking me again. Again, it's not a bad idea to be that low health here. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But now we have the ship, which is going to release these cars here. You have to kill a few of them. I don't really understand. We've watched speedruns or whatever, it's like 2 maybe, but I seem to have trouble getting the trigger for Vile to come down until I actually killed him, so maybe that's what it was. But that's right, we start off with Vile in his mech. If you're a Mega Man X fan, you know Vile. He looks like Boba Fett. but slightly altered for legalization. But I pretend I'm going after him here, but realistically, and this is what I was talking about with the health, it's not going to really matter because you can't beat him. Once you get low enough, he shoots that yellow orb, locks you up, and stops you. Now he grabs you and talks. You worthless piece of scrap metal. Did you think you could defeat me? What's that? Oh, somebody blew off his arm. It's Zero! Probably my favorite video game character ever, Zero. His first introduction into the Mega Man universe. Looks a little bit different than he does after from X2 onward. I guess I'm not powerful enough to defeat him. X, you shouldn't expect to defeat him. He is designed to be a war machine. Remember, you have not reached full power yet. If you use all the abilities you were designed with, you should become stronger. You may even become as powerful as I am. I'll scout ahead and collect as much information on Sigmund's fortress as I can. I'll meet up with you when you get there. See you later. X, I know you can do it. Seems like an unnecessary line there, but that is Zero. That was actually, it's a pretty well-known fact at this point, I would imagine. But that was the first, but Zero was the original design for Mega Man X. But the developers feared it was going to take, it was too radical and people wouldn't take the change well. Don't worry though, Zero got his own series eventually anyway with a radically different design. But first up, just like regular Mega Man games, you have 8 possible bosses you can go to in any order you want. However, go to Chill Penguin first. If you know anything about this game, if you're one of the 5 people who've never seen this game before, this is what you want to do. There is actually a lot of enemies in this beginning part, and if you're not careful, they can eat through your health. You just gotta be careful with that. These bats, I don't know, it seems like they have a high drop rate. Although I got nothing in that stretch, but if you go and fight them, they seem to have a pretty high drop rate of health and weapons and stuff, so, you know, if you ever need it, just go and fight some bats, and you should be able to get some health. Despite this game making me look foolish with that. These wheel things could be a bit of a pain. This jump's tricky without dash. You know, you got, it's not pixel perfect, but you see I'm struggling with it a little bit. It's not like super hard, but without your dash, it's tricky. It's a bit tricky. But we come up here, and what is this? So you've come. X, I give you the ability to choose your own path in life. And I hope the world will allow you to choose a peaceful one. But now it seems that you are destined to fight. Because I thought the world might need a new champion. I have hidden capsules like this one. Oh, and has he hidden them, alright. If you find and use them, you will be able to increase your powers beyond anything the world has ever known. Step into this capsule and receive an acceleration system to boost your speed. Good luck, X. So this capsule gives you the dash boost. What I love about this, the first 4 games do this, is it shows you, it changes your sprite up a little bit. So now it shows you with new boots. And this is one of the best upgrades out there. It gives you the dash. You keep the dash throughout the rest of the X series. One of the few upgrades you permanently keep from game to game. As you can see here, I'm just getting a little bit wrecked. And, you know, I decide, you know what? I feel like going after some health. And that's what I did. You know, I'm dashing and shooting, probably a little bit too much, but that is called dash lemons. I'm not sure if it was a glitch or if it was intended, but in the first 3 X games, if you dash and you shoot, it does 2 damage instead of 1 with the regular lemon, and I died like an idiot there. I kept that in because that was just such a poor death. But no, if you shoot while dashing, it does more damage. And in X1 and X2, that's true for bosses. X3, that is not true for bosses. They took it out for bosses only, weirdly, but kept the dash lemon in itself for regular enemies. Not really sure why, but it is what it is. As you can see, move through the stage. Stage probably isn't the easiest for a first-time player. Admittedly, the boss isn't hard, but getting the dash boots early is, I think, essential. And there is other bosses you can absolutely go after first, but getting those dash lemons and the dash itself is important. But this is Chill Penguin. Chill Penguin does hit hard if you allow him to hit you. He slides. He makes these penguin ice sculptures. He jumps at you and shoots those ice rocks, if you will, ice chunks. If you get stuck in the breath there, you will get frozen, so be careful about that. But honestly, Chill Penguin, if you know what you're doing, is going to give you a hard time. He's an absolutely good candidate to take on first. Just use your Charge Buster, dash lemons if you must. You can take him out with relative ease. It's not that hard. But that is our first Maverick down of 8. Chill Penguin defeated. And just like every other Mega Man game, you do get a weapon for defeating the boss. And this one is, you get Shotgun Ice. Shotgun Ice is actually a pretty good weapon. If you hit it up against a wall or something, it breaks apart and shoots backwards. And can hit bosses that way. Very useful weapon. And I would say that about Mega Man X in general. I think it has some incredibly useful weapons to use other than on bosses. And it's one of the rare X games that I would say almost all 8 are good. But now we go into Storm Eagle's level. If you're going in boss weakness, you would go actually to the Spark Mandrills next, but I like going to Storm Eagle. It helps eliminate a lot of backtracking if you go the route I went. And honestly, getting the weapon from Storm Eagle is good because it's probably the best Maverick weapon that you get in maybe in the entire X franchise. It is just amazing. But this is Storm Eagle's level. A lot of bottomless pits. It's up in the air. There are 3. You may have noticed that capsule we had in Chill Penguin stage. There is one more collectible we'll get there. We'll come back for that. But we've already gotten a heart tank, which increases your health by 2. And this is a E-sub tank, an energy tank, which you can fill up and use over and over again, unlike E-tanks in the Classic series. You can fill these up using energy that you pick up from bosses and use it. And you use it once and then refill it, but it never goes away, is what I'm trying to say. And there is one more upgrade to get in this level. There are 3 total. All 3 of the possible specials you can get in this stage. And over there is the next one. And it is a capsule for the head parts. This capsule contains an enhancement to your helmet, which will allow you to break some ceilings with a headbutt. This is a very useless upgrade, and honestly, the helmet upgrade really isn't useful until almost pretty much all the way to X4. Makes you look cool, and it is required for another upgrade, which you definitely want. But honestly, after you get that upgrade, it is honestly pretty useless. But now we're getting close to the boss here, Storm Eagle. Storm Eagle is one as well that you could easily choose to take on first, if you so choose. You want the dash boots if you take it on first, which will make him slightly harder. Mainly, there's one attack where he dives, but if you come down here, you get a little secret where you get some health and weapon energy instead of going up that ladder or down the ladder, whatever. But this is Storm Eagle. Storm Eagle almost always starts to fight with his with his trying to blow you off the stage. Use that time to dash lemon the heck out of him. Again, that takes out 2 damage. He shoots the Storm Tornado there. Again, his main gimmick here is trying to knock you off the stage, but the stage is so big, you shouldn't have a problem. Just make sure you're dashing. Dash and shoot. Get some... again, he's almost already dead. I got a little lucky in this fight. He didn't do a ton of dashes, but this is his dive attack. You can avoid it just walking, but obviously if you have the dash, it makes it substantially easier. But just shoot him as he comes. And, eventually he stops. It's kind of random RNG on how many he does. He did kind of a lot to me. But he is toast right there. And Storm Eagle is destroyed. Yeah. And as I alluded to earlier, from him you get Storm Tornado, which might be the most broken weapon in this game. This weapon is incredible and just destroys common enemies like it's nobody's business. But that is part 1 of my Mega Man X post-commentary, first ever post-commentary playthrough. Part 2 is coming up next as we get ready to take on Flame Mammoth. See you then.